just going to read it out to you guys. I'll just do this. It's easy to do this. All right. A whole buffet of scandals. Until just over a year ago, the streamer, whose real name is Chantal Sereau, lived in her native Canada and focused primarily on food in her videos. Lots of food. Mukbangs, in general, are videos in which people devour extremely large portions of certain dishes or foods, and Sereau seemed to have found her niche in a mix of sensationalism and feeder fetishes. Okay. All right. But when allegations of animal welfare endangerment, among other things, arose, Sereau fled to Kuwait with her Syrian husband. Hey, just a pretty face. She had previously handed over 2 of her cats to an acquaintance who later confirmed the animal's terrible state of health. Oh my God, they just called FFG a fucking acquaintance. They just called, first of all, she didn't hand over her 2 cats. It was just one to her. Oh shit. FFG just got called an acquaintance of Foodie Beauty on German MSN. Just let that sink in, however you feel about that. That's great. Okay, next. Fuck, that's funny. Holy fuck. Okay. Arriving in Kuwait with her husband and their 3rd pet, she launched a fundraising campaign with the proceeds going to animal welfare organizations in Kuwait so they could provide medical care for the country's countless stray cats. As a prime example, she took in another kitten, or at least pretended to, because as it turned out, she abandoned the animal immediately after the video and never contacted any of the local animal welfare organizations. Sick burn. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is on MSN. Chantal's escape to Syria. When she was wanted for fundraising fraud, she fled back to Canada, but was tracked down there as well and promptly decided to travel to her husband's homeland, Syria. Now we're in the present. Here, too, she was criticized primarily for engaging in poverty tourism in the war-torn country and for allowing her cat to become neglected again, for example, by leaving it alone for several days while she visited friends. Holy fuck, MSN Nussy. But here, too, Sereau ignored all criticism and called for a new fundraising project. Holy shit. Okay. Here we go. I think this is the child exploitation shit. Fuck yes. MSN coming through in Germany. All right. Donations for schoolgirls. Foodie Beauty recently claimed to be raising money for a Syrian girl's education. She explained that the child was the child of a friend and also featured the girl on various streams. It was just one. She received one is more than enough. She received criticism not only for raising money again, despite claiming to be earning more than enough herself, but also for showing off the child online and even offering pictures of her in exchange for donations. This is what we've been fucking saying since it happened. I'm going to write this. Whoever wrote this article, I'm writing them an email. Nevertheless, all of this still didn't seem to stop the influencer, I call her de-influencer, from giving her money. It still seems as if people have sent donations to her private PayPal account and received updates about the girl in return. Chantal, you are fucked. Who was it? Sky still in here? Sky, was it you who was, I think it was you. I love you, but it was you who was laughing at me about this might be a fucking Netflix or Hulu special. What do you say now? School photos that can't exist. That's the name of this one. Images she sent a few weeks ago have now surfaced online. Once again, fuck you, Sky, I love you. Once again, causing skepticism. The supposed school photos bear a striking resemblance to those Sereau took at home. The floor and sofa appear almost identical, and critics assume that Sereau simply claimed the photos she took in her own home in Syria were photos from the school. This suspicion is reinforced by the fact that school in Syria is only just starting again. Fucking hell, Chantal. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the complete? Okay. Although there is no standardized start date there, because of the unrest and hostilities on the ground to make it impossible to plan for such things, again, their infrastructure is fucked right now, school in Syria doesn't start before September either. The fact that Sereau nevertheless sent photos of the girl supposedly attending school leaves few options open. Either she herself didn't even know that classes hadn't started yet because she simply didn't care. Oh, that's a burn. Or she assumed that none of her donors around the world knew when school started in Syria. Listen, users keep giving her money. Keep giving her money. Here's the next portion. You guys ready? All right. Will Sereau continue unhindered? In both cases, it can be assumed that the girl hasn't seen a cent of the donations and the money will not benefit her education in any way. I hope Netflix does Goose Chuck, because if it does, we're going to petition all of us, even the newer people like me. I'm going to fucking petition. They need to talk to people who've been here, not just people who haven't been here very long. Unlike in her previous countries of refuge, however, there are no officials in Syria who could investigate donation fraud because completely different crimes are commonplace in the war-torn country. Been saying that too. Um, no, this is not a copy of Cece's video. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Therefore, the only option left to her critics to dry up the flow of donations therefore, the only option left up to her critics to dry up the flow of donations that Serow seems to thrive on is to shed light on her situation and actions. Hello, we've been trying. Please listen to us. What do you think of the whole thing? Do you think Serow will stop receiving donations at some point? No. What is your verdict? This time, please, without any racist, misogynistic, or otherwise degrading content.